What's going on, guys? It's Sensei Adam. Welcome back to another Brawl Stars video. And today I kind of want to get back to doing what I originally started doing, which is map tutorials. I haven't done one in a while, so today we're going to go over one of my favorite maps in the game right now, which is Prairie, just because of how unique it is. Of course, they added Sapphire Plains recently, but Prairie is the original map. Like, it's all bushes, so it always has some interesting strategies. One of the things I really like about this map is if you have a really efficient strategy that you know how to always execute, for the most part, you're gonna do well on this map and go on big win streaks all the time. For me, I didn't play too much when this map was out last week, but I got my Piper all the way up to 600 from 500 just playing about an hour and a half worth of play. So we went on a big win streak just to do that. So that's how much this strategy works out. And I would say it kind of boils down to this. For the most part, people don't know how to play this map. Like, what's the ideal strategy for it? Just because there isn't any other map, well, except Sapphire Plains, but that's gem grab, and you still have to play it differently because you have to keep control of the middle. So you can't exactly do what you're gonna do on this map. So it's kind of one of a kind. There isn't any other bounty map like it where it's almost all covered by bushes. So yeah, most people just don't know how to use it. So if you learn how to play it, I would say you can push all 3 or 5 of these brawlers, as you guys are gonna see, to 500 plus very easily. So what exactly is the team comp for this map? Well, as you guys are seeing on the screen right here, we have Bo, Piper, and Crow. But that's not 100% accurate because you can use some other team comps that are going to work just as well as this one. But mainly, you want to keep the core of Bo and Piper intact. Those two in sync, like, they work out so well, and you just have such a deadly force that if you take a lead, for the most part, your opponent are not going to be able to come back. But for your third brawler, I would say there's kind of a little bit of a wiggle room. I would say the 3 brawlers that you can pick from are either Crow, Ricochet, or Bull. But my favorite 2 are probably Crow and Rico. But if you have a tank, somebody that knows how to use a tank, or for the most part you just need to push a tank because right now they aren't that good, I would say a Bull or a Daryl works very well as well. The one downside, I would say, of course, is you have to have a max bow. Of course you need one just because of his star power and how much that really helps on this map. If you don't have a max bow, I would say you probably shouldn't play it just because, yeah, you need to be able to see all of those bushes in your surroundings in order for this to work. And if your opponent has a max bow and you don't, you're gonna be in big trouble. This doesn't apply though at below 300 trophies, because for the most part, people below that aren't gonna have a max bow themselves, so you're gonna have an even playing field. If you are below 300 trophies on your brawlers, I would say probably play like all short range brawlers just to maximize your chances. But if you go against a max bow, you're probably gonna lose. But now that we got that little spiel out of the way, let's go ahead and discuss the main meat of this strategy. The first thing I want to discuss is, of course, positioning. Because for this strategy, it's extremely important that all brawlers follow this guideline on where you want to stand throughout the game. So the important thing is that your Bo and your Piper have to be together. And by together, I don't mean like they always stay right next to each other. I mean they always stay close to the same side of the map. And that's because Piper really utilizes her shot with Bo's vision. Like, as you guys are seeing on the screen, Bo just stays up and then Piper can see exactly where they are and just snipe them and do a lot of damage very quickly. And to contrast that, you want your third brawler to go on the opposite side. So have it be your Crow, Rico, or your Bull. They want to cover whichever side your Piper and your Bo are not at. And for your Piper, you don't want her to be exactly on the left or on the right side with your Bo. You want her to stay in the middle, like on the back near your base. Like, you know where that little wall meet and there's like 3 blades of grass near the middle. You want her to stay right there, just because she can snipe people from that range and do a ton more damage than she was all the way up. But now let's go ahead and discuss each specific brawler in detail and what you need to do in order to make this strategy successful. So the first brawler we're going to talk about is the most important one, and of course that's your max bow. And like I said, he's one of the most important brawlers for the strategy to work. And that's because his vision is so crucial to making your early game a success. Just because of all the grass and it being everywhere, he shows your 2 teammates where the opponents are at. And then your Piper can just easily snipe them in the bushes, since you're going to know exactly where they are with your Bow's star power. So what you generally want to do with your bow is go kind of in the middle of the map just so you know where they are and they can't easily sneak around the side bushes to try and get in your base. So I would say try and go a little bit further away from your spawn, kind of like stay in the middle and try and stay there as much as you can, as long as you have like more than half HP. If you're getting like surrounded and you can't really do too much, just go back and it's gonna be fine. But one of the more important things that you guys need to take into account if you're gonna play bow is his mines. I see so many people just wasting his super trying to throw it exactly where the enemy is gonna be at, but that's not what you want to do. That's like one of the worst possible things you can do, because if you throw it exactly at the enemies, it's so easy for them to see where the mines are gonna be deployed and for them to just trigger out of nowhere. So you're not gonna do any damage and it's gonna be a waste. So this is what you're going to want to do with this super, and this goes like for 90% of the scenarios that you're going to face with bow on this map, and that is put it exactly on the choke points. Like you guys see, there's only 2 places that you can cross while hiding in the bushes, on the left and on the right. So you want to put it exactly on those bushes right there, and you're going to see our bow doing that throughout the game. So just put it over there. That's going to have the side effect of also just destroying those bushes when your opponent tries to cross that area. And you're going to see that's going to be really important later on in the late game. But now let's move on to our second brawler, which is Piper. And I have to say, guys, Piper, because of the strategy, she's my favorite brawler to play on this map. And I don't know how, like in just one day, I got her from 500 to 630 in like an hour and a half. It's so much fun to play this, and you just feel so dominating when you win so many times in a row while doing this. But this is what you want to do with Piper. You want to go on the same side with the bow, of course, and then see where they are with this star power, and then just snipe them. It's that simple. And since you're going to stay back and your bow's going to show exactly where they are, and then they're probably not going to be able to see where you are unless their max bow is in range of you, you can just snipe them without having any repercussions of them knowing where you are. And that's how fun it is. You just do so much damage, and for the most part, there's nothing they can do about it. And that's why in a lot of these games, you're going to see me going with Piper with 7 stars without dying any time or just dying once. Because if you take the lead, they're going to have to come to you. And for the most part, they're going to go through the wide open field in the middle, and you can just snipe them, do a lot of damage, and when they do get to you, they're going to be like at half health or at low HP, and they're not going to be able to do anything. And it's even more helpful if you have her star power unlocked, because she does 400 more damage while you're in grass, and since this whole map is grass, and the whole strategy is you hiding in grass, yeah, I would say her star power is extremely useful here. Last but not least, of course, we have the third brawler on this team comp. But like I said before, there is some variety on who you can use on this map. My favorite 2 are Rico and Crow, but let's take Rico for an example. You want to lock down one of the other sections just to make sure nobody goes on that side. So I would say if you're using Rico, just try and spam on that side, like keep bouncing your shots on the side your bow and your Piper are not at, just so they can't sneak up on you from that side. With Crow, it's kind of the same thing. Just have them take care of one side and keep them poisoned over there so your team knows nobody's going to come from that side. As for tanks though, I'm not 100% sure what makes them effective on this map. I just know that Secret here and Dave know how to play tanks on them, and for some reason they just work. Like, they're very effective if you know how to use them. So if you guys see in game how to use it exactly to make them useful, just let me know, because I just know how to use Piper and bow myself. But now that we've gone over all of their brawlers and their roles, this is the #1 thing that you guys need to take into account and go over with your teammates. Like, this is extremely important. If you don't do this, you're not going to go on a huge win streak like we did over here. And that is, make sure to break the middle grass. And if you guys don't know, the middle grass is that little section that allows them to go hiding from their spawn into yours. If you break that with your super, you can easily just prevent them from going to your spawn. And for the rest of the match, you can just camp there, and they're not going to be able to cross that big gap of openness. So yeah, your goal for this map is to take a lead early on. If you have the lead secured, make sure to break the middle grass with your super. And then step 3, just camp out in your spawn, and you're gonna win. There's no way for them to come back. Your Piper can just keep sniping them from the grass, doing a ton of damage, and then your bow can just snipe them, do some chip damage, and then your third brawler just sits back and just takes care of the rest. And it's that simple, guys. It's so easy to win on this map. The one issue I would say is if you take a deficit early on and then they end up breaking the middle grass themselves, so then the tables are turned. What do? I would say try and not feed them and just rush into their base one by one. So the key is to not be super aggressive and just take your time. Unless it's like 15 seconds to go and you have nothing to lose, I would say keep trying to snipe them and get those kills. Get that 1 or 2 kills that gives you a 1 point lead, and just go back to your spawn and camp. But anyways, that's my strategy guide for this map, and like I said, I really like this one, and it's one of my favorite tactics so far in the game, and I always play this strategy when this map comes out. What do you think about it? I'd love to hear your opinions down in the comment section below. And thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more daily Brawl Stars content. As always, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.